a beautiful day today. I want to thank everybody for coming here today. We're here to seek Lady Justice for Tommy Zeigler. William Thomas Zeigler was wrongly convicted in the state of Florida for a crime that he didn't commit. And today I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Eric Pinkard and his law partner Dan Anderson of Anderson and Pinkard for allowing us to be at this beautiful venue today so that we can seek justice. The law firm of Anderson and Pinkard has most recently been able to obtain a new trial for a death row inmate, and they're very community minded, so they're letting us be here today, and we really appreciate it very much. I'd like to say thank you to Paul R. Farmer for his services. We have retired Pinellas County Sheriff's Captain Calvin Denny here as well. He's now a private investigator, and he's done some work on this case. For those of you who are not familiar with the case, I can give you a quick rundown on it, and it goes like this. The state of Florida had the story right on day one. They thought that Tommy Zeigler was a victim of an armed robbery, and that it went wrong. They were right. Only problem is, the story got spun out of control in the wrong direction by the next morning. We have all the supporting documents on these poster boards today that we are going to be sharing with you. And we want you to know that Tommy Zeigler did not kill his wife, Eunice, who's on the poster board, her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Perry Edwards, a customer in the store, he was labeled a customer, his name was Charlie Mays. He was labeled a customer as he lay dead on the floor in the Zeigler furniture store on Christmas Eve, 1975, with the store's receipts stuffed in his pocket and the money from the store that day. The daily receipts from the store and the money were bulging out of his pocket as he lay dead on the ground. Tommy Zeigler told us from day one what happened. The state told us that he killed this entire bunch of people for an insurance policy. Tommy Zeigler and his family were millionaires. They didn't need insurance policies. What happened that night was that Tommy Zeigler walked into his own furniture store, not knowing that his entire family lay in there dead with the lights all shut off because Tommy came in late. And his whole family came in first and they were murdered. And then came Tommy. There was no electric on the inside the store. No one can understand how come he only got shot in the stomach. Well, his cousin told me to tell you, go home and take a 357 Magnum when you go home, line it up and try to shoot yourself through the stomach and live, and see what the odds are on that so you can collect an insurance policy. That's a message from his loyal cousin, Connie. This entire situation has been a farce, and it is disgusting what has been done to Tommy Zeigler. We had many witnesses come forward and stand up for his good character. Tommy Zeigler is in the position that he's in today because he stuck up for a black man. The motive of this entire situation was to stop Tommy Zeigler from cleaning up corruption in his hometown of Winter Garden, Florida. There was a bar involved 4 months before these murders, before Tommy was framed for these murders. Tommy Zeigler went to bat for a black man who was losing his bar. It was called Brown's Bar. It was in the most valuable spot. Liquor licenses at that time were advertising in the newspaper as being worth more than all the liquor poured. But I found even more of the motive. You see, Tommy Zeigler went to bat for the owner of the bar, and Judge Paul, Maurice Paul, went to bat against the owner of the bar. Tommy's side won. It was a good character witnesses. And then 4 months later, the same judge was Tommy Zeigler's judge, Maurice Paul. He did not step down that time, he went forward. Not only did he go forward with a trial, but when the jury came back with a verdict of life, he overturned the verdict. It's extremely rare in the state of Florida. It hardly ever happens.